So, say you had £100,000 to spend on an electric super saloon. You have three options. You have the Tesla Model S Plaid, the Audi RS e-tron GT, or this, the Porsche Tycan. I am not just going to review the normal Tycan though, I am going to also include the Sport Turismo and Cross Turismo. Let's have a look and see what the differences are and what one would be best for you. Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Cars and More. Let's review the Porsche Tycan range. So, let's start with the front. We have this sleek profile with a low front end. We have these thin headlights that still make the car look like a Porsche, but to the side of them we have some side vents to aid aerodynamics. Lower down we have a central vent, but this has a front splitter to again aid aerodynamics. For the Cross Turismo version, the lower part of the car has plastic cladding, but this does not hinder any aerodynamics. So, moving around the side, this is where things start to differentiate between each model. Everything from the B pillar onwards is the same, apart from the Cross Turismo, which has plastic cladding. So, what do we get? Well, for the saloon version, we have this sleek classic Porsche design. To aid aerodynamics, we have this big vent just in front of the front doors, which looks very sleek. This style of vent can also be seen on the RS e-tron GT because the Porsche Tycan and RS e-tron GT are actually the same cars. On the estate version we still get a sleek style, but it looks more like one of Porsche's SUVs, which I am okay with. On the Cross Turismo version we get wheel arch cladding as well as a side steel being covered in black and chrome plastic. Moving round the back, the design between the saloon and estate are very similar. From the bumper to the light bar, everything is kept the same, but on the estate, the rear end is more upright and has a rear window wiper. The light bar is all one unit that houses the rear lights, indicators, brake lights and the Porsche logo. If you wanted, you can also opt for a graphic in the rear light bar to show that it's an electric car. On the Cross Turismo version, you can get some plastic cladding and a silver skid plate, but apart from that, Porsche has made the Cross Turismo very discreet. Let's have a look at what battery and motor options you can get. So, the way Porsche has set out the battery and motor options is by model designation. Let's start with the base model, the Tycan. This gets 323 brake horsepower with a boost of 406 brake horsepower. This can do 0 to 62 in 5.4 seconds and has a top speed of 143 miles an hour. The range of this model is 225 miles. If you go for the Performance Battery Plus option, the power increases to 378 brake horsepower with a boost of 474 brake horsepower. The range of this model is 295 miles. The next model is the Tycan 4S. This has 433 brake horsepower with a boost of 528 horsepower. 0 to 62 on this model is 4 seconds with a top speed of 155 miles an hour. The range of this model is 245 miles. If you go for the Performance Battery Plus option, the power increases to 488 brake horsepower with a boost of 569 brake horsepower, and the range is 285 miles. The next model is the Tycan GTS. This has 515 brake horsepower with a boost of 596 brake horsepower, and this can do 0 to 62 in 3.7 seconds. This has a top speed of 155 miles an hour and has a range of 313 miles. The next models are the Tycan Turbo and Tycan Turbo S. Both of these cars have 623 brake horsepower with a boost of 678 brake horsepower on the Turbo and 759 brake horsepower on the Turbo S. The Turbo can do 0 to 62 in 3.2 seconds, but the Turbo S can do it in 2.8 seconds. The top speed of the Turbo is 161 miles an hour and the Turbo S is 162. The range of both of these cars is about 300 miles. For the Cross Turismo and Sport Turismo, expect the range in 0 to 62 times to be slightly less, as these figures are based on the normal Tycan. Personally, I would recommend the Tycan GTS, as this is more than enough power and range to get you to any place. The price of the Tycan starts at £75,500. The Tycan Cross Turismo starts at £84,500, and the Tycan Sport Turismo starts at £76,500. Let's have a look at the interior. So, climbing inside, the design of all of these cars are exactly the same. So, what do we get? Well, you either have a 3-screen setup or a 4-screen setup, depending if you opt for the passenger screen. The centre console has the main infotainment screen, and just below that you have some electronically controlled air vents and another screen for climate and battery information, as well as a touchpad on the touchscreen. In front of the driver we have this big curved instrument cluster, and the central dial is now all digital, unlike other Porsche instrument clusters we have seen. This screen is simple, but it shows all of the important information. The instrument cluster also has some touch sensitive buttons on the side for your light controls. Moving towards me, we have the usual Porsche steering wheel we know from the new 911. One thing to mention is that these seats are supportive and comfy, which is another good thing. Overall though, I do prefer the Audi e-tron GT interior, as there are less screens and slightly more buttons, but it also feels more characteristic and premium. In this car, because of all the screens, it's very flat and very safe. Let's check out the rear seats. Now, for the price of the car, you would expect that you would get acres of legroom and a good amount of headroom. Well, if I have to be honest, legroom is less than the Tesla Model 3 and headroom is not that great either. This is the same in the Audi e-tron GT though. This is a big shame because the car is such a great car for everyone to enjoy. Don't get me wrong though, you can fit people in the back, but people over 6 foot will be only good for short journeys. So on the practicality side, we have a front boot which has 81 litres of storage where you can put the charging cables. Round the back, the boot space is not as good as some small family hatchbacks. We get a 366 litre boot size with the seats up. For the Cross Turismo version and Sport Turismo version, the boot size is 405 litres with the seats up, and 1171 litres with the seats folded down 60-40 split. Or no, you can opt for a 40-20-40 split if you wanted to. So, what do I think of the Porsche Tycan range? Well, it is a great super saloon and super estate that is a blistering fast, and for people who want to show off and show they have money to spend. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.